2022, I was in a bad car accident. I was rear-ended. I was rushed to a trauma hospital at UCSD, both discs in my neck, my back. I went to several different chiropractors, treatment centers, acupuncture, cortisone injections. Everything brought me a little bit of relief. My pain level from that accident in 2022 in March until 8/17/23 when I came here, I was like number 15 out of number 10 because I've been like in 5 or 6 bad car accidents throughout my life. And I walked out and this guy walks up to me, "Who are you?" I go, "My name's John Sadler. I work on UFC fighters." I had a UFC shirt on. He goes, "You know who I am? My name's Tim Bradley. I'm a 5-time world champion boxer." And I go, "Good for you." And he goes, "Do you live on the island?" I said, "No, sir, but I have a car and a table and I'll come to your house." Well, both my daughters play soccer and they both had knee problems. So we exchanged information. I got in my car, I started my car, and I said, God was talking to me and he goes, "You know what, John? You're going to die in his driveway carrying your massage table and then your backpack and the 8-pound medicine ball, the gear that I have." I said, "You're going to get to his front door and you're going to die in the man's driveway." The next thought I got, God says, "You're going to go to Element Wellness Center." I had no idea where Element Wellness Center was. "You're going to go there and you're going to ask for Dr. Vince and you're going to sit there and you're going to wait for Dr. Vince." So I come in and sit down. The lady Griselda, she's super nice. And I sit down and she says, "Well, we don't see your name here. Did you do online or did you call in?" I go, "No, God told me to come here." "And who do you want to see?" "I want to see Dr. Vince." "Well, he won't be back till 3 p.m. And this is like 11:30. So I'm just sitting there, tears coming down my face, can't turn my head. I think I'm literally, this is the last day of my life, that I'm probably going to die. So Dr. Vince comes in, he takes all the x-rays, looks at everything, and he shows me my neck and he says, "You know, I know you're an athlete, you work on people for a living," because we'll show you the x-rays in a minute. I was literally almost fused together. And then with the severity of the headaches, the C1 joint at the very top was totally misaligned. But he goes, "We can do something with this one today because I want to show you my capability." And then when Dr. Vince sat me in a chair and he, put my head like on his chest here or on his stomach, and he just like rocked me real good. He goes, "Okay, now just lean this way a little bit." And he just did this huge lifting motion, and the loudest bang you ever heard is like a gunshot. And he looks at me, man, half of my pain that I had left. I'm at 15, I went to like 7.5 or 8. It just immediately, and then right then and there, I had hope. Because I had lost all hope. Because when they would adjust me, my fingers would go numb, my toes would go numb, and I'd tell them, "I can't come here anymore." "Oh, don't worry, it's just part of the process." I left, I was without a doctor for 3 or 4 months. The treatment plan here is totally different that they make for you, and they follow through to make sure that if you don't do the homework, you're out. So you have to make a decision in your life when you're at death's door. Do you want to go get an operation with some screws and some plates and bolts put in your body? I don't want to ever do that because I've had surgeons tell me it's not a good option. The screws come out, the plates shift around, you lose mobility, your body's not designed to have a bunch of screws in it. If you have to have it, that's one thing. We're making this video to show you that you get the right chiropractor to help you. And so now we can go ahead and Dr. Jimmy can show you the x-rays when I first came into my first appointment.
What we're looking at here is virtually no space. This one, I remember Dr. Vince calling Dr. Ryan and myself in and looking at it like, "Do you think that's fused?" And we're like, "That looks like it's fused." It's really hard to see. If you look super close, you can see a very thin line. And here's the best part about it. As long with the systems that we have, as long as there is something there that can help regenerate, there's always a chance. We do get a lot of people in here where these things are actually fused, and that doesn't mean we can't help them either. You just can work on the areas above and below it. But you can see, like, this is like a normal space that is starting to compress with some bone spurs, and then these bone spurs look like they're touching back there. So very compromised. That entire disc is compromised. And then we have, again, moderate to severe compromised disc here. But what's happening is these little specks that you can see, that's the actual ligament starting to calcify. That means, and this one is already grown so much, there's a sliver of a dark space in there where basically these 3 segments were on their way to fusion. To say when and how long, no one can really determine that. It's just dependent on the person, how active they are, and the fact that he's active probably sooner than later. Then we did motion studies, and we can pull those up and show those later, but motion studies then specifically let us know which segments are moving forward, which ones are moving backward, and which ones are not moving at all or in either one of those directions. So that allows us to then be really specific in order to get some sort of change like this. And then what you can start to see is the spacing between these joints is actually significantly different in the middle. There's some space starting to occur there. Space is growing back. We're dealing with millimeters in the spine, so you're not going to see this dramatic increase, but you can definitely see the structural position has changed. The top bone has gone from being flat to angled up. The reason that this is important is this is where your brainstem sits. The brainstem is responsible for blood flow and oxygen flow to your brain. So that's going to be your headaches, your migraines, any problems falling asleep, staying asleep, anxiety, depression, focus, attention, your heartbeat, your lungs breathing. That's where your vagus nerve starts. So just the overall calmness and wellness of your body and your digestive system. So when we worked on getting these to move, number one, that's why he started feeling better. And then working on changing the structure with the therapies we'll go over is what then allows the joints to start moving, so we can actually have some regeneration and hydration back to those discs to open that space back up. Like this one here, where it was like touching in that area, you can see the clear dark space all the way through. So that's the changes. And here's the amazing part that I was just sharing with John is his body's the one that did the healing. We just happen to have a system that we put time and effort into repetitively doing the things that his body needs, but we're not healing his body. We're just getting things to move, doing them the right way consistently. He takes a part in it, and then his body's actually doing what it needs to do based on the damage that's been done in order to correct itself. So
100%.
let's show them what we do.
Okay.
All right.